welcome to the video. It has been a very, very, very long few weeks of trying to get this to work. Yeah, I have managed to make a completely automated, fully working Pac-Man World 2 randomizer that I am confident to put into 1.0 or full release, and release all of my work to the public. So first of all, you'll notice that it's a little bit bigger than it used to be. But that's okay. A lot of these script files are needed. I also included a couple extra things which I'll mention at the end, and I will be putting timestamps in the description about parts in the video for each individual section if you need help. Another thing is, if you have an issue that you don't know how to fix and I didn't go over in this video, go ahead and leave a comment below or add me on Discord. My Discord will be in the description, and I will try my best to help and get it working for you. This will be part 1. This will be getting your ISO ready for randomization. So what you need to do is you need to get a vanilla copy of Pac-Man World 2. You need to obtain the GameCube version of the game. As of right now, the randomizer only works with the GameCube version. I plan to add support later. I was going to do it for full release, but this has been a lot of work for this one copy, and I wanted to get this working as fast as possible and get it out for people to play and mess with. And 2, you do need a US version of the game. So if you have a PAL copy of the game, it may work, but this randomizer is made with US in mind, and I have not tested PAL. This randomizer also does not work on console. There's some issues with the reading and writing of hex addresses and values and all that, where it does not work on console. If you use a later version of Dolphin, you will receive errors. If you get errors, you can just hit ignore. Okay, let's get into part 1. So part 1 is going to be getting your Dolphin ready for randomization. So first of all, you need to make sure that you have Dolphin 5.0-15448 or newer. This is because this version of Dolphin has some features that will be useful for when you're playing the randomizer. And you also need a vanilla copy of Pac-Man World 2, the US GameCube version. So whenever you have that in, you need to go to your config and then go find out where your game is downloaded. So mine is downloaded in here, and then it's in this folder, but you won't see it. So since mine is already in Dolphin, after you do your pass, you also probably want to refresh. Since mine's already in Dolphin, don't mind all the other ones I have. Then what you want to do is go ahead and right click your game, click Properties, and then go into File System in this tab on top, right click and click Extract Entire Disk. If you don't see Extract Entire Disk, then you have a version of Dolphin that will not work, and you need to update it. So when you click Extract Entire Disk, you want to put this somewhere that is easily accessible, and you'll remember, because this will be where you do your randomization from now on, basically. You can change it later, but for the most part, you're going to want to keep this in a safe place and an easily accessible place. Mine's on my desktop because it's easily accessible. Probably want to make a new folder, and then after you extract, after the entire disk is extracted, I'm not going to do it obviously because I already have it. You're gonna see 2 files or 2 folders in your extracted ISO folder, which would be files and sys. What you want to do then is go into your config, go to paths, go to add, and then go find your ISO, then go into the sys folder and click select folder. The reason we're doing this is so that we can show Dolphin where the randomized or futurely randomized ISO will be. You also probably want to extract the disk a second time just to have a backup to make this easier, and just in case something gets screwed up or something happens. Next, we're going to be getting into how to use the scripts, where to get them, where to put them, and all that. So I will link in the description my Google Drive that has this folder. And this folder is the folder that contains the copy of Python you'll need, the randomizing scripts, and a couple other extra things that I'll get into later on in the video. The main ones you'll want to get will be, well, really you probably want to install all of them, and then you can just pick and choose which ones you want later on. This is the only way to really have like customized randomizing. If you delete one of these scripts, then the randomizer will still work and it just will not randomize said thing. So you want to get all the scripts, so all the .py files, the .rar, the .bnr, and then the 2 folders are extra things. You don't need to get those, but I will go over them later in the video. This file is patch notes for the randomizer that I update every time I update the randomizer, which is almost daily. This you don't need to get, and then Python 3.10 is the version of Python you need to get and install to be able to use these scripts. So then what you want to do, after you have them downloaded, you want to go and find the directory that they're in. So mine are in, well, my GC folder. So then what you want to do is copy everything that you downloaded. So, for instance, you want to get uncompressed, randomizer, randomized scripts, music, movies, mazes, loading, levels, tool install, and compress. The tool install you want to have for at least the first randomization. I recommend keeping it there just in case something goes awry, but you do need it for at least the first one. So we'll go ahead and copy all of the .py files to your ISO inside of the files folder. If you can see the netdata folder, then you're in the right folder to paste the files. Then you want to right click and click paste. And since I already have them here, then I'm not going to do them, but this is where you want to put them. Before you do anything else, what you want to do is get that version of Python that I linked in my drive, which is Python 3.10. So whenever you open up Python 3.10, mine's going to be a little bit different. Mine's going to be a little bit different since I already have it installed. When you open it and you want to click the checkbox in the bottom that says install to path, you need to have that checked. If you don't and you have Python installed already, you'll have to uninstall and reinstall it. The reason we need this is to keep the script completely randomized. If you don't have this, then yeah, you won't be able to use the automation. You'll have to do everything manually. So if you don't have it installed already, make sure you click install the path. There'll be a little pop-up right here that says install the path. And then after you check that, you can check the other one. And then you'll click install and have it go through the normal setup. And then whenever you're done, then it'll be installed and everything will be fine there. Then what you want to do is get the copy of WinRAR 2.8 that I have linked. And you want to go ahead and open this. And you want to install this to C program files, not C program files 86. If you have a copy of WinRAR already installed in the C program files, you'll have to uninstall it for the automation. The reason for this is because the tool that I use only looks in C program files. Unfortunately, there's not a way to fix this right now. So you want to install this to C program files. Since I already have it installed, I'm not going to do it. But after this is installed, just click OK and next on everything. You don't need to check anything else. And then it'll close. And then you can just close the Explorer window that pops up after the install. So then what you want to do is after you have everything installed, now is whenever we actually are going to randomize things. What we're going to do is go back into your ISO, go back into Files, and then when we're in the Files folder, again, if you can see the netdata folder, you're in the right place. You're going to press and hold Shift, and while holding Shift, you're going to right-click. You need to make sure that nothing is selected and you're not hovering over anything when you right-click. So Shift, right-click, and you're going to click Open PowerShell window here. And then, whenever you do this, you're going to just type py randomizer.py. And when you do this, it'll run the randomizer. The reason I'm not doing it right now is because I still have the extra files, which I'll need to talk about before I do this. So, what a great segue. Let's get into that really quickly. After you press OK or Enter on this, you'll see a bunch of lines show up. When these lines show up, you don't need to do anything about it. I did add a little thing that tells you whenever the randomizer is completely finished, just so you know it'll be randomizer complete, and again, I will show that whenever we're there. But for now, let's talk about the extra files that I've added in. So, the extra files, and I'll go back to the Google Drive just so you can see, are the Kaizo World 2 music pack. So I've added one that's DMCA free, and I've added one that's just all of them. All of the different mashups that I've made for the Kaizo World 2 soundtrack. If you'd want any of these, just go ahead and download these and paste these also into your files folder. Then we have the menu, the the main menu.rar, mmenu.rar, and the opening BNR. What these do is the menu has the Kaizo World 2 logo, and it randomizes the script for the main menu, which you'll want to get. The opening BNR is just the logo for the game. When you look at it in Dolphin, it'll have a World 2 randomizer logo. The Kaizo World 2 music pack, again, is just extra music that I've added in. It's custom music. You are more than welcome to use it with your randomizers. If you don't want it, you don't have to download it. The main menu.rar just has the Pac-Man World 2 randomizer logo on the main menu. The opening.bnr, again, is the logo in Dolphin in the banner. You can see that I have a couple custom ones here. This just changes the Pac-Man World 2 randomizer. That's all. After that's all done, we're going to go ahead and randomize the ISO. Or not randomize the ISO, but randomize the game. Really quickly, I will also mention that the main menu.rar and the Kaizo music, whichever one you get, you don't have to get both or either. These will automatically be moved in. You don't have to do anything. The main menu.rar is the only thing that if you move it into netdata and replace the main menu in here, you'll need to keep it, or else you'll have to put it in again. You'll have to put it back in files and run the randomizer script again. We'll get into that when we get there. So whenever you're ready, I'm just gonna hit enter. And then, what you can see happening here is it's a lot, but in the beginning, it installs the tools that it needs. And now what it's doing is it's extracting all of the .rar files. You'll see a bunch of like error, cannot unpack. Don't worry about those. Those are just saying that there's issues with the RARs, but every version of WinRAR says that. And what it's doing now is it's compressing the files together. So it makes the different .rar files for all the levels, and it's using WinRAR 2.8, so you don't have to do anything yourself at all. It's also going to use every single script that's in here. So if you don't want one of those scripts in and you don't want something randomized, just get rid of it. Basically. So let's say I don't want the levels to be randomized. If I get rid of this file, then it won't randomize the levels. If you want them later on, though, you'll have to move the script back in, but otherwise, that's it. And as you can see, mmenu.rar is missing. That's because it's inside of the netdata folder. So, if we go into Dolphin and launch the ISO, or the version of the game that we have that isn't compressed into an ISO, if you want to make an ISO with these files, what you're going to do is you're going to right-click on your game in the directory, you're going to click Convert File, and you're going to want to make sure the format is ISO, and then click Convert. I'm not going to because it's kind of redundant for me to do it, but if you want that, if you want to be able to have an ISO of your randomizer, that's how you do it. If you did not make an ISO, look for the one that says 0.00b with the star next to it. And then, as you can see, it launches like normal. Well, wait a second. That's not supposed to be here. The randomizer randomizes all the in-game cutscenes, first of all, so you can get any cutscene in the game whenever. And you have the text on the screen that says that I created the randomizer. On top of, you have the randomizer logo. And that's how you know that it'll be randomized with all your settings and everything. So, you know, let's not talk about it. Let's just get into it, and I'll show you a little bit. I'll show you a little bit about about it. So as you can hear in the background, there's a Kaizo track playing as the map select screen music. And if we go into Pack Village, it takes a minute to load sometimes, so give it a sec. So yeah, now we're at the end of Into the Volcano. So if we take this teleporter, we go back to the beginning. So as you can see, we have the entire level. You can play it forwards or backwards if it'll allow. And the end of the level is completely random. Everything in this level is completely random. Enemies, power-ups, items, anything you can think of in Pac-Man World 2. It's all randomized, including the end of the level, like I said. So the goal of the randomizer, really, is to go and find where the end of the level is to progress through the game. Otherwise, it's pretty much just Pac-Man World 2. Every single level is randomized. I will be providing the all levels cheat code, just in case you're into any issues and the level won't load for whatever reason. You can, you know, go and fix it, or, sorry, you can go and skip the level, so you don't hinder your entire, run. Yeah, as you can see, every single level is randomized. There's a bunch of things in every level that's not supposed to be there. Bosses are also randomized, so as you can see, I just got Inky and Pinky's fight. I also went ahead and added normal Bedoings into Pinky's fight. This is to allow, if say you get Clyde, you can get on top of him and butt bounce on his head, since you can't roll into him. But yeah, level order is completely random. I will say though, you can get Spooky, and if you get Spooky and you beat him, the credits will play. I'm trying to find a fix to skip that, but as of now, there is not one. Yeah, that's the randomizer. There's a bunch more. There's a trailer that I'll link in the description, so you can see the entirety of it, the overview, the everything. Yeah, otherwise, that's basically it. That's how you do this. If you want to make a second randomizer ISO, what you'll have to do is you're going to go ahead and go into your ISO folder and delete everything in here except for MMENU, and delete everything. The reason you don't want to delete main menu is because if you got the custom one, you'll have to go find it again and re-put it in your files folder. And you'll have to run the randomizer again for it to work. Everything else can be deleted. If you don't have the custom menu, you can delete the main menu.rar. And, you know, not have to worry about that. Yeah, everything inside your entire folder will have to be deleted. So this is why you want a backup. So yeah, I'll do it. If you delete your files, and then go to wherever you have a backup, which mine is right here, and you're going to copy everything from the backup into your ISO files and metadata folder. And then you're just going to run the random scripts again, and that's it. That's all you have to do to make a second randomizer. The reason this is because the script that randomizes everything else inside of a level has some issues with doing randomized ISO for a second time. But otherwise, that's how you randomize an ISO for another time. I believe that's about it. If you have any more questions or anything, again, my Discord will be linked in the description. Everything you need will be linked in the description. And you feel free to leave a comment, like, subscribe. I'm going to be making a trailer and I'm going to be pasting it in the description. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all later. Hope you have fun with the randomizer. Bye!